Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. Hi, everyone.
So, in the spirit of kindness, we want to always listen to one another and to be compassionate to one another.
And as we're Silicon Valley girls, chat over tea. Tea is what we're going to be talking about today. And as you can see, we're not together. So we're going to have two teas that we're talking about. And my tea that I have today is, and I've already had this one before, but it's called Throat Soother. Oh, that's the back of it. Throat Soother Organic. And the ingredients are it says the main ingredients are licorice root, marshmallow root, and then we have cinnamon bark, ginger, and sweet orange and peppermint leaf. So this is a good one, and I like it, and I've had it seeping, and I love it, love it, love it. So cheers, Gloria.
Here's Rosetta,
Cheers. And Gloria's going to tell us what she's drinking today.
and I am doing I almost had it, ta-da, ginger lemon.
You're invisible now.
I know, because I'm trying to put this box in. There we go.
Invisible woman.
Ginger lemon. Ginger lemon.
We
This
see it.
is 100% natural, and it is all natural essential oil. When I saw that initially, I thought essential oil. I don't know. That could be chemically. However, the essential oil lemon it's amazing, the flavor and the essence, and it has ginger. Two major ingredients. Can't get better than that.
Very good. Very good.
Once again, cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
I love good tea. So because I love to drink good tea, Rosetta and I like to talk good tea. So let's get this party started.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers are always out to those who are going through difficult times, who are experiencing war or any type of, catastrophe. We keep you in our thoughts and prayers for our world to become a more safer, loving community worldwide, not just domestic USA, worldwide. And last weekend, Anne Hesh had been in an accident, and they made a decision because there was no brain activity to take her off life support, and she just slowly passed away. My thoughts and prayers, and Rosetta and I, our thoughts and prayers were to the family. And also, we hope that the family is going to do right by the woman whose house Anne Hesh crashed into, because it wasn't not just her home that burnt down, it was all of her belongings, and she worked from home. So I hope the estate is going to help her rebuild her life, and as a legacy to Anne, show the world how everything doesn't have to be negative. You can do good in the world.
Yeah. So it's really sad because we had learned that she had driven her car after some event she'd gone to. I think it was a podcast or something.
Yeah,
And we saw her driving like 100 miles per hour. And she did crash into a woman's home and burnt it down. Luckily, by the grace of God, she was not injured. But yeah, it's just tragic that she never came out of her coma and they've decided to take her off life support. So rest
yeah,
in peace, Anne. And we'll see. Hopefully, this lady gets her life back together in her house. And as you said, she works from home. So hopefully, she gets whatever her business or whatever she has that she does at home back to normalcy somehow.
absolutely. In the state of Michigan, they're having a little bit of a problem with dogs getting sick from a unknown condition.
Yeah, exactly. And we just heard about this today, and they said there has been about 30 dogs that have passed away in Michigan, and they're not really 100% sure where this is stemming from, but they think it's a dog-like virus that is contracted with contact. But the thing is, they say that it's only like attacks dogs 4 months or under. So I wasn't quite sure because one
So the
time they're saying for dog,
babies, the
yeah, for
puppies,
4 months and under, but then we're seeing dogs that look older. So I'm not really 100% sure
yeah,
what this is, which is
little
weird.
confusing.
It's a bit confusing, and they say it's maybe a new strain of canine for the canines called parvovirus. Parvovirus is the name, and it's highly contagious, spreads from dog to dog with direct contact. So obviously, if you're walking your dog and they come in contact with another dog or bring your dog to a dog park, they're going to have contact with another dog. That's
Right.
just how dogs work. But
Yeah.
what one vet said when he was interviewed, he said that sometimes you will bring your dog to the vet and they will test for this virus, but it will show negativity. It will come out negative, the test, but then they still having the symptoms of this coronavirus. So it's really important that they catch it early and get it treated. And it attacks the dogs. They say it attacks the dog's intestinal tract. So they get like lethargic, vomiting, nausea, and all kind like these kind of symptoms that attack the intestinal tract. So we're hoping that they're saying also that dogs need to get vaccinated as early as possible. So I'm equivalating this. It sounds like a coronavirus for dogs, a dog's virus, because they're
Right.
saying that this is another strain, like we've had many strains of the coronavirus. This is another strain of the parovirus. So
Yeah.
dog, and they're saying that, I'm assuming because they're saying dogs get vaccinated, that they have a vaccine for this.
I tell you, it is such a shocking time in our world because I think sometimes in our attempt to let freedom ring, we go too far. And I think that a lot of people in the United States have been given the ability, if they don't want to have their children vaccinated, as an example, they don't because they're afraid of the vaccines. And I understand that, it's a personal decision. However, if all of a sudden, like polio is coming back, now we have mpox. I mean, it's like every day there's something new. And it's just because I think we took our eyes off of it for a while. And now it is like every day there's a new strand of something that's impacting the human race. And now it's impacting our babies. So I hope, because the CDC is being restructured, I with Dr. What's his name?
Dr.
Dr.
Fauci?
Fauci.
Dr.
Yeah, with
Fauci,
Dr.
yeah,
Fauci
he's
stepping
retiring.
down. So he's retiring, and I hope that they're going to figure out how to get people to realize all vaccinations are not bad. All vaccinations do not kill. And there are things that we need to protect and to shield ourselves because we are so intercontinental. I mean, people are flying all over the place, and everyone's country has a little bit different. They always talk about inside, how all of our internal organs and all of that, we all have these little different nuances. And I think because you go to different places, you eat different foods, your body's maybe not prepared for that, and things happen. We just need to be a little bit more aware of the vaccine so that we don't get our babies. Puppies, cute little puppies getting sick.
Yeah, we don't know how this, but now it's happening. They did have initially when we had when this whole pandemic came about, they were saying that there were few dogs that got this
Right.
virus. And now I'm thinking back, could it be that this is the parovirus? What is this? Parovirus. I'm trying to remember parovirus. I'm wondering if it's that instead of the coronavirus.
Right. Well, we will keep researching, and as we find out information, we will share it with you all. So I'm sure, maybe not in your particular location, however, especially I'm talking to my girls, I'm sure you're watching what's going on with the primaries around the country. And I'm pleasantly surprised and happy to see that people that thought they were going to just walk right into roles, they're not getting the roles. People are showing up and they're voting. And the person that won in New York, he voted, his primary promotion or his primary contributions of what he wanted to do. Why elect him? Why him? Was that he wanted to make sure that a woman's right was protected. And he beat out somebody that they were shocked. And Santos, while he's the man in Florida and he's woo-hoo, and he's doing this, and I'm going to take away Social Security. And well, I'm like, okay, 90% of your community is on Social Security. So if you take it away, you're not going to have nobody there. And people are saying things like this because they're like stepping up to the next level. Even here in California, our Governor Gavin, they're like, oh, well, he's going to run for presidency. And I'm like, he shouldn't, because he's still got work that he needs to finish here. He needs to figure out how he's going to correct the requirements for water. So everybody's doing all this. However, the American citizens are showing up and they're voting, voting, voting. So you keep letting your voice be heard. All this bad behavior, this is not what we want for our children and for the United States of America. So vote, vote, vote.
Exactly. We always say that every chat. We want you to vote, vote, vote. And if you have a son or daughter that turned 18 or is going to be 18 by the time they please vote, vote, vote. So important to get them into that habit. Like every 4 years, there's going to be an election or whatever, primary elections or pre-elections. Have them vote because, people, we really have to not stop thinking about, well, my vote doesn't count.
Yes.
It does count because I remember when we had the elections between Trump and Obama, a lot of people didn't care. It wasn't Trump. It was Trump and Hillary
Yes.
Clinton.
Yes.
They said, oh, I'm not going to vote because my
Yeah,
vote
and
doesn't count
didn't.
and I don't care for either one of them. So I'm not going to
Yeah,
vote.
yeah. And look at what happened. So let's learn from the past
Yeah.
and make sure that does not repeat.
Yep.
So our girl, Duchess Meghan Markle, well, she's Duchess of Sussex. She started a new podcast. And of
Yeah.
course, her first step out the door, who else would you have a conversation with other than your best friend, Serena Williams? So Meghan made a comment, and I didn't think it was that negative. However, it is just, oh my God, here she goes again, that kind of thing. Very negative. All she said was prior to being with her husband, the word ambition was never a negative word.
Hmm.
And I started thinking a lot about that. And I thought, okay, being a Black woman being raised in a Southern state, there were many times that, people would just kind of pat you on the head and say, it's okay, baby. You just have to be cute. It was all about to be seen and not necessarily heard. Ambition was to go to school, get married, have babies, have a clean house, take care of your husband, and I was like, I want to go to college. And they're like, oh no, come on, baby, come on. And so I understood what she meant by the word ambition. And I thought to myself, it's 2022. We think we've gone so far. We've climbed many mountains, and yet we still have mountains to climb. I didn't think it was a bad comment. I just thought it is ambitious to be a Serena Williams trying to play tennis and raise a family and take care of a multi-billion-dollar business. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. At least I think it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is. I don't even know how she juggles all that, but she does. And I like to say that for women, we're very good at multitasking. So we do a very good job of multitasking. But if you
Yeah.
look inside the brain of a man, they have compartments and they can only do one thing at a time. With women, we have many doors open and we can juggle it all.
Yes. Yes. We can move around and around. So, have you heard there's a new collaboration between Sir Elton John and Britney Spears? What do you think of that, Rosetta?
Well, when I heard about this, I'm like, he did a collaboration with Dua Lipa, right?
Yes.
And it exploded last year. And it did really well in the the charts, and I really like their collaboration. And I like Dua Lipa because she is very talented. Elton John is so Elton John. He's old time, everybody
Right,
likes
right,
Elton John, right?
right.
But when it came to me looking at this new collaboration, Britney Spears, I'm like, hold on a minute. Britney Spears cannot sing. Hello? It's already been documented and known by the public that she doesn't sing in her concerts.
Right.
She lip syncs everything. And someone told me, it may have been you, Gloria, or someone told me that they heard her singing and she couldn't sing. She was singing instead of them using that auto tune. She was
Right.
singing live somewhere, maybe not you, but and they said
Yeah.
that her voice was terrible. She couldn't sing. So I'm wondering what went into Elton John's mind when he was thinking of doing this collaboration. And this song is a very famous Tiny
Right.
Dancer.
Right.
And just like what he did with his other song with Dua Lipa, he's going to make it more like a poppy, fast dance kind of song. He's trying to keep that trend going with taking his slower songs and making them fast
Yeah.
and more like
More
up,
pop.
more pop, more upbeat. So I don't know. I'm going to wait and see once it drops, which is meant to be dropping on Friday. So I'll have
Yeah.
to wait and see how good it is. But I don't know. That's Britney Spears is not someone that comes to mind when you're thinking of singing something with Elton John.
There you go. I know I was surprised too. So we've only got a couple of days. What do you think out there? Put your comments down below. Let us know what you think. It's definitely because when I first heard, I thought, okay, Sir Elton John, very reserved. Yes, he wears flamboyant colors, but he's still very conservative. Britney, she's so happy to be her own woman. She's not big on clothing right now. And I'm like, and they're going to shoot a video, and I'm like, how are they going to do that? So once the song drops on Friday, I'm sure there'll be lots more for us to talk about.
We'll give you an update next week. So you
Yes.
have to come back next week.
Yes. So Tyler Perry, has a new movie, Jasmine Blues. Have you heard about it? What do
Yay.
you
Well, I heard a little bit about it. I've heard a little bit about it, and I can't wait to see it. And this movie was a screen. He had written this in 1995, and he held on to the screenplay until it was the right time. So he's had it in his, somewhere locked away since 1995. And we know Tyler Perry has been doing other things, and he
right?
could have like produced it way before today. I mean, recent, right?
Right.
So this is crazy. And I actually saw a little sneak peek today on Good Morning America, and I think I really want to watch it. I love it. It's set in the 1940s in the South, and I'm just really looking. It's kind of more like a romance kind of romance thing with a man and woman, but I'm sure once you watch it, it's deeper than that. But it's something that I really want to watch because he wrote this when he was young and homeless at the time. So he's kept it locked away until now.
Wow. I can't wait to check it out. And Tyler had a very difficult upbringing. He used to actually live underneath his parents' home for a period of time. And one of the things that I am excited to see anytime he brings out a new movie, a new play, I would really like him to take and do a play about a new 2020 version of the Cosbys, but for today, because I think that the world needs to see Black people in a different light. I think that because he has such a foundation and a core of followers. I mean, I follow everything he does. I was so happy to hear when COVID started that he brought Madeir back. Even though I haven't seen it, it's just good to know that it's out there and that love is available and that happiness. Because Madeir, how you doing? Is she's just such a compilation of many Black grandmothers and aunts. I remember the first time I heard him do her, and I thought, oh my God, that's my grandmother. because my grandmother's like that. She was just that crazy. You didn't misbehave, let me tell you, because her philosophy was her genes brought you into the world. And if you were being inappropriate, disrespectful, whatever, she would take you out. And it was all the grandmothers. So all of us kids knew it didn't matter if it was your primary grandmother or if it was one of the grandmothers in the neighborhood. You just didn't do things like that. And I think that would be very, very exciting for people to see, because we've got a very loving, colorful family, background. So good job, Tyler. I can't wait to see this, and I hope you keep doing many, many more movies. You have changed so many lives in Georgia with your studios, and I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Yay, yay, yay. And I can't wait till it comes out. And I'm wondering if it's come out in the cinema or on Netflix or what kind of streaming channel it's going to come out on. But we will
Yes,
stay in the loop. And if you know, comment below.
please do. The Bachelorette. Well, as you all know, Gabby and Rachel have been going through it. One of them is happy and the other one's upset, and then that one's upset and the other one's happy. I was devastated when Gabby sent Nate home. I thought that they were the cutest, perfect couple. They were so adorable together. However, if you don't believe that you would be a good mom based on your childhood, then I understand why you didn't want to bring that into Nate's life. I kept saying, we're going to get to the end of this, and then she's going to be with somebody and it's going to fall apart and she's going to go back and be with Nate. So that's kind of my update. And I mean, and the last show was like, I'm still shocked.
I was so upset when she did the whole crying episode with Nate. Oh my God. She cried. She did her ugly cry. I'm telling you.
Yes.
And she
Yes.
didn't care. And you can tell that she was really, really like had a lot of feelings and emotions towards him, and she really loved him.
Yes.
And I was thinking, I understand the reason why you don't want to get involved with him because he has a child. She's not ready for that at this time. But I just feel like she doesn't have a connection with anyone else of the other guys like she has with him. I mean, that she might think she does, but to me, Nate has always been my number one, and
Me too.
they love so deeply. There's something about that relationship. And just like Gloria, I'm hoping that she realizes that
Yeah.
he's the one, and no matter how much she's not ready to be a mother at that stage, I hope that they do reunite because, oh my God, I just feel she can't let him get away. I'm
Yeah.
really, really rooting that something
Happen.
miraculous changes by, something the universe brings them back together because Nate and Gabby are I just feel they seem so perfect together. And in
Yeah.
my opinion, I say, if you love someone so much, do you try and like you love the child and try and make it like I love you so
Yeah.
much that even though I'm not ready to be a mother, I love you
Yeah.
so much that I can't let you go. That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to do what it takes, because that was what I saw. I saw the ugly cry,
Right.
and I thought, wait a minute. And now there's I think his name is Eric. They're saying that, Gabby and Eric gets married or gets engaged or whatever. And I'm like, I thought he was a nice guy. I just thought the connection with her and Nate was deeper. And when you do the ugly cry, I don't think you can just get over it in a week and pick up another guy and just keep moving on.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't understand how she could get over him. I don't know if she really is, but it seems
Right.
like she's like falling in love with this other guy.
Yeah.
And obviously you said that she hears that she gets engaged to him. But I'm
Yeah.
still, in my heart of hearts, I'm still hoping that the universe brings them together somehow because I love Nate. And if that doesn't happen, I would love him to find some girl that's just as good as Gabby for him because they
Absolutely.
really did. They were like just like this together.
Yes. I mean, and I loved how she wouldn't even call his name first, even though we knew she was going to call him. What do you think about Rachel and what's going on with
I
her?
don't know. Rachel, she already I don't remember the men's names because I'm not
Right,
that invested in Rachel's
right,
guys,
right.
but she let go of one guy already, so she didn't even go to his hometown, right? Is that correct? It was
Yeah,
her,
because
right? It was
they could have 4 to go to hometowns, and she
right.
only did 3.
She only did 3, so she actually didn't attend one of the hometowns.
Right,
But we'll have to see. I mean, all the guys, I don't know which one. I don't really have an invested, interest in any of them. So whoever she chooses, great for her because
right,
she has to go with one she likes, but I'm not rooting for anyone right now.
right. Okay. And at the last, I can't remember if it was the last part of the show, it was the hang cliff for what's coming up. Jesse says to Rachel that Gabby will not be joining you tonight. And I mean,
Yes.
there's just so much drama. And, I've had some people tell me, they're doing this to try and keep it alive because people are just like bored to tears. They're so sleepy behind this. And so, and they said, don't count people out because the producers of this show have a way of like just flipping it on its head. So I don't know what that means. Rosetta and I, we will continue to watch and see. And as we learn, we will share that with you all.
And if you have anything you'd like to talk about the Bachelorettes, if you do, comment below and we'd like to
Yes,
know your feedback on that.
yes. So we would also, in the spirit of, the Bachelorette looking for their perfect person, we would like to congratulate Sarah Hyland of Modern Family and Wells Adams of Bachelor in Paradise on getting married. Isn't that exciting? I mean, I love
Yay!
Wells. I think he is just such a sweetheart. I don't know why I thought that Sarah was still, you put her in that baby category because we've watched her for so many years. And so when you hear Wells and you're like, Wells is old, he's a grown man and she's just a little girl. And then you're like, okay, well, she's in her 20s. So congratulations, you two. We wish you many, many years of happy married life together.
Yes, we do. And congratulations. And I do like you to have been following your journey. And you've been together for a while now, since 2017, I heard. So they've been together for a
Wow.
while and they were living together before they got married. So they're almost practically like they're married. Just but
That's
now
right.
they're officially married.
That's right. They
Good
got their
luck.
official piece of paper.
Yep. Good luck
And
and hope you have many, many, many happy years together.
yes. And in the same spirit, our girl J Lo and Ben Affleck did it upright. Everyone knows that last month they went to Vegas and they tied the knot, so they became married couple. However, it wasn't J Lo style. So this weekend they had an all white wedding. J Lo wore 3 Ralph Lauren gowns, each one significantly different yet beautiful. She looked amazing. I mean, I don't know who is helping her with all of that, but they got it nailed. She looked
All 3
amazing.
dresses are quite different, but they're
Yes,
also stunning on her and they look
yes,
amazing. Well,
yes,
obviously, if Ralph Lauren made the dresses to fit her, it's going to hopefully, if I got a
yes,
dress made to fit me, I'm sure it would
yes.
look really good on me.
You would hope. And
Yeah,
and there were, she also broke the rule, like you're not supposed to wear white to a wedding. That's for the bride. You can wear cream or, off white or whatever,
right.
but not white. This was an all white wedding, and she asked her guests to wear white.
Wow. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. That's very untraditional, but she's J-Lo. You can do
Yeah,
whatever you want. Anyone can do whatever they want at their wedding. It's whatever you want.
it's your day.
Yep.
Yes. And to carry it on, she is not going to hyphenate her name. She is going to become Jennifer Affleck.
Really? Not Jennifer Lopez Affleck?
Nope.
Actually, that might sound quite good. Jennifer Lopez Affleck. I
Yeah,
like that. But
I know, but she's going to take his name completely. So I just wish for her many, many years of love and happiness between the two of them. I think they allowed a lot of people to get into the middle of their relationship in the first time they were in love. And I don't think they're going to let anyone change their direction this time. So congratulations, you two. The wedding pictures are phenomenal. I mean, if you haven't seen them, you can just go and you can Google J-Lo wedding or Good Morning America. I mean, most of the morning shows have the shots of the Today Show. One of J-Lo's friends is Hoda. Hoda had some beautiful pictures. So they're out there. Go and check them out.
Yay, yay. Congratulations.
So, okay, Rosetta and I are always talking to you about gratitude. You know, there are many things in our life we're very, very grateful for. And we have got to figure out how to swing our country from negative naysayers to gratitude individuals. So President Biden came out and he said, instead of reinstituting loan payments, student loan payments, he was going to extend that out to the end of December 2022. So people who have been having these horrendous loan payments in the past have had years of not having to make those payments. Now, I would be banking that money. So when I had to make the payments, I could make a big payment, drop the interest rate, improve my quality of life. I don't know if people are saving the money or spending it. So then he comes out and he says, what we're going to do is for anyone making less than $125,000 a year, we are going to credit them $10,000 of their student loan. As a person who had to pay a student loan back, I would have been doing the happy dance all the way around my house. I would have been, oh, thank you, God, thank you, God. You know, people started talking about, oh, it's not enough. He should do more. He should do better. He should do $50,000 per person. And I'm like, everybody didn't go to an Ivy League college. Their debt isn't $50,000. Now, there was a lady that I heard of, they used as an example. She borrowed $29,000 to go to school to get her degree. And she's been making payments, but apparently there's something to do with the interest on these loans. She now owes $300,000. So there's an opportunity for improvement there. However, I think if you, a young man told me, he said, if you make the decision to go to an Ivy League college and you know it's $75,000 a year, don't get to the end of it and go, oh my God, I can't afford it. Because some of these colleges are what's required. I know that if you want a job at Google, you have to have a pretty high degree. They don't just let anyone work there. I'm talking about, anybody, from the low end all the way up to the execs. And I think they're missing out on some great talent because everyone can't afford to pay for Ivy League school. So don't, whoa, President Biden, thank him. Be grateful. Be honored that there's a possibility that you won't have to pay your loan back, at least $10,000 of it.
That's $10,000. Like he's saying for everyone that doesn't earn 125,000 or more,
Yeah,
which is majority of people that don't live in the US, maybe in California, but California is a different state than any
right,
other state, like especially if you're living in the Silicon Valley,
right,
because that we earn quite a bit compared to all the other states, 49 states.
right.
And that's a different ball game. And for here, could you imagine how many people in this nation are going to get
Yes,
this? So you
yes,
add it up, it's a lot of money already. For someone
it
to say
is.
50,000, we're
Yeah.
not going to have enough money to go around.
Yes. And at 50,000, there's also, he has to walk a very fine line because he doesn't want to affect inflation. If you take away $50,000 of loans per individual, that's going to be a lot of money. That's going to make that's going to change a deficit somewhere for the schools. It's going to, it's one of that trickle effect where you do one thing and it just trickles down.
Right.
I think $10,000 is a great number. I don't think it will negatively affect anything. In fact, I hope that people who loans have been suspended and haven't had to make payments, that they're now ready to pay them off. When we come back in January of 2023, they're like, okay, where do I send the check? So just be grateful. I don't have a loan and I'm grateful that he's looking to do something like that to help our
Yeah,
students.
that's really good. Really, really good.
Yes. So I I I don't know how we're going to improve our quality of our planet until we get people to really, really pay attention. Um, I was looking at the flooding that has occurred in the central and the western parts of America. And Texas, they received 14 inches of rain in a day. And I'm looking at the water and I'm thinking to myself, do they have gutters? Because we have gutters here in California. However, I have a friend who lives in Vegas, and Vegas, they got a lot of rain. They got like 4 inches of rain,
Yes.
and Vegas was flooding. Water was
Yes.
coming into the roofs of the casino. So the way the water flows really fast, citizens from all over were saying, I thought everything was really good. And, yeah, it was raining a little hard. And then you see water coming into your house. There were people who were on the second floor of like a condo, and the water exceeded the first level and was coming into them.
Wow.
This is not going to get better until we do something to make it better. Rosetta and I are always telling you there are little things that we can do. We can change from fluorescent lights to LED lights. We can, look at different technology. We know that solar and wind is the cleanest. How do we get there? How do we get there? Here in California, message to governor, I think we should figure out a way to put some, like I always tell you, if they can run drugs from Mexico to California, then we can run some water somewhere. Because I was talking to a friend of mine, and if we know that where we are, the water levels will rise. So if we know they're going to rise, how do we prepare to take that water and use it? How do we take water and use it inside of our homes for irrigation and bathrooms? It doesn't have to be excellent drinking water, all of it. Everything doesn't have to be filtered. If you're taking a shower, as long as it's not stinky, smelly water, then you'll be fine. So we're always looking. And I think a challenge to our billionaires who's so busy trying to go to space. Have any of you ever sat down and thought, I have children and I want my children to grow up in a really wonderful space. How about I take some of my space money and I put it into making life on planet Earth better for everyone? That's your challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Because how much was it for each person to go to space?
Wasn't it 225,000 or?
No, I thought it was more. I thought it was like 1 million or something.
Well, I know that the Bezos one with Strahan, I think it was like 200 and something, but or maybe it was Sir Richard, from Virgin. Because one of them, they don't go high, they just kind of float around. So you're probably right. I think the first one was like 200 and something, and now it's over $1 million per person. And it's like,
Yeah.
for what? It's not like they come back and they're changed. It's not like they come back and they say, oh my God, the thin line, the circle, that blue circle that goes around Earth is getting very thin, and we need to figure out. Because remember when Captain Kirk, William Shatner, when he
William
came
Shatner.
back, he said, oh my God, he said, we have got to, everyone needs to see this so that they can see just how fragile we really are. And that's what I think, people run around here acting out. We only got one planet. And if we don't protect it, and I'm sorry, if you are in a place where you get 14 inches of rain in a whole month and you get it in a day, that would make me stop and say, okay, people, something's afoot. What do we have to do? And states should start collaborating with each other. I think we should build tunnels underneath our cities so that, if they can push oil from one location to the other, let's push some water. So it'll never, ever get to the point of flooding. The water will flow from there. We, Californians, will have water. We won't go through droughts, because people aren't even thinking about this. When we are in a severe drought, we grow the food. If we can't grow the food, we're going to have problems. We are all collaborating. We have to learn to live together, to support each other together.
Well, this is exactly what I mean, because I always talk about prevention is better than intervention. And I
Yes.
think now we're trying to intervene on things that have happened because we haven't prevented it. One thing is we have not prevented this from happening. And Gloria and I have talked about this a lot in many of our chats. And we keep talking about how things are not the same as they used to be. Like climate is getting worse and worse. You can see these floodings in Vegas, Texas, even Hawaii. All these floodings are happening, which never happened before. Glaciers are melting in Alaska. We told you that by 2050, that could be in our lifetimes, in our kids' lifetime,
Yes.
cities and countries are not going to be even on the map anymore.
Yes.
So we're in the intervention stage. And I don't know, it's getting worse and worse every time we talk about this. We're seeing more and
Yeah.
more things happening to our nation that hasn't happened in the past. And this is a sign to say, wake up, people, it's time to do something. We can't, the reason I believe that people are not doing anything is because it's not directly affecting them
Yes.
right now. And that's
Yes.
with a lot of things. People don't try and prevent, they wait till they're very reactive as
Yes.
opposed to being
Proactive.
proactive, which is what
Yes.
I always say. Why wait till things like this disasters happen to say now we got to do something?
Yes.
And I could go on a lot about this,
Yeah.
but we've talked about this, but we want to have solutions, not always talk about like this is happening. We need to
Yeah.
have solutions and people. We've talked about this. Watch our previous chats
Yeah.
on easy to do solutions that we can do right now out of the gate that can
Yeah.
help. Every little bit helps. Don't think it doesn't, because it
Yeah.
does. And we will keep talking about this because this is my number. I really feel that this is on my agenda, that global warming is getting worse and worse and worse and affecting our whole world, the
Yes.
globe
Yes.
as a world, not just a
Yeah.
nation. And we need to do more things. So I'm going to
Tell them
ask
about Santa
you.
Rosa. Tell them about
Yes,
Santa Rosa.
exactly. Santa Rosa, they are a city in California. You've not heard of them. And they have just approved, the city council has approved to ban a new gas station construction in the city. And they're banning this so that this is their effort, part of their effort to decarbonize Santa Rosa and address climate change. And Santa Rosa is the fourth North Bay city to have a ban on new gas stations. So Windsor, the city of Windsor, which is by Sonoma in California, have decided on the same, or they will decide on that same ordinance next month. So they're the next city that are going to decide on that. And this is really great. I love that the city's doing this because the more gas stations we have, the more, you know, carbon dioxide there is being trapped in this greenhouse effect, which is causing this global warming. So I
Yes.
love that. Thank you, Santa Rosa. And
Yes.
this
We're
is a real example of what cities can be doing. So it's going to be Santa Rosa, number 4, Windsor. Next, we have to go from city to city to city.
yes. And you know, the other thing that I think to be proactive, we have to figure out we have a lot of companies. Well, one company here in California primarily is Tesla with electric cars. I'm so happy to see I saw an electric Hummer. Toyota's got hybrids, which I love, which is a 50-50. And they also have electric vehicles. What are we going to do about those batteries? I keep hearing, well, you can't recycle them. When they're done, they're done. How do we figure out how to recycle those batteries? Because you and I both know when there are times for them to get rid of them, people don't ever think about, the consequences of how they get rid of things. And that's what I want us to be proactive on, because I know that solar and wind, that's the solution. And it's clean power. And how do we get there? And, there's a new CEO of PG&E that's a woman. So, girlfriend, are you going to show up and show out? Are you going to show the world that you can have good, clean power without being irresponsible with your actions? You can go back to pruning trees so that the electrical lines don't get caught. When she says one of her number one priorities right now is underground, putting the cables underground. How many years should they have been doing that? So we believe, Rosetta and I, if we keep talking about it, you keep talking about it, we are going to start a conversation that's just going to keep it moving. We don't want people to get comfortable and go, oh, it's all right. We want to keep it moving.
Exactly. So every chat we have, we will put into it some form of, global warming. We'll discuss it. And we'd like to open up this conversation. What are you doing? If you're out there and you're watching this, what are you doing to help to decrease the emissions and
Yeah.
all that carbon dioxide and carbon footprint in this world?
Yes,
So we'd like to know if you started something or that you are doing something you think might help other people. Comment below because we'd like to read that and we'd like to expand on it and
yeah,
actually maybe suggest it to other people and mention you and what you've been doing. We'd love to do that.
absolutely. Wow. We have covered a lot of different things. We always like to make our chats, flowy and move them around. We really want to uplift the consciousness of the world. We're going after our girls. However, guys, you're more than welcome to come on board the trip because we have to collaborate together. So we want you all
Exactly.
to know that we feel the love in the room. We send it back to you. We want everyone out there to feel the love that we share with you and to feel the consciousness that we are bringing to you. We really, really know that if we work together, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. So we wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day of love, conscious sharing.
Thank you so much, Gloria. And we hope you've enjoyed our chat today. If you're returning, thank you so much for your support. And if you're new, or if you haven't already, we would love for you to hit that thumb icon below to say you liked our video. We would highly suggest you subscribe to our channel. We'd love that subscription and hit the bell notification.
Ding, 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 ding,
You
ding.
don't miss any of our chats. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And
And
remember
remember to
to
always
always keep
keep
smiling.
smiling.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Take care. Bye bye.